Hello people of Earth. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Mean Greens. The Mean Greens is a third-person shooter where you play as plastic soldiers, generally either tan or green, though there are a few exceptions. The gameplay is primarily team-based with only one free-for-all map, and the maps almost all vary in objectives. I first started playing this game right at the beginning of 2017, but I didn't really get into it until the summer of 2018. I've been involved in one unofficial Mean Greens tournament and one official tournament. In the unofficial tournament, my team won, and in the official tournament, my team got second place. There was 8 teams total. I've played the game enough at this point to have a pretty good grasp of the mechanics. So with all that out of the way, I'll continue with the review. I'll start with the graphics and sound of the game. This game runs in the Unreal 4 engine, and it looks really good. Its graphics probably aren't quite up to modern AAA standards, but the art direction is really good and more than makes up for that. I'm not going to say much about the graphics because you can see them throughout this whole video. I think they speak for themselves. Now I'll talk about the sound design. The sound effects in this game are definitely competent, though there is one area I can think of where it really excels. There's a level where you can walk across xylophones, and each one of those keys on the xylophone makes a sound, and depending on how fast you go, it'll be at a different tempo. If you only land on a couple of keys, only the keys you touch will actually make sound. You can use the mechanics of the xylophone to your advantage, to carefully navigate it to make less sound so you don't reveal your position to the enemy. Now I'm going to talk about the music. Now, I know pretty much nothing about music other than what I like and what I don't like, and this game does its music extremely well. It really fits the tone in my opinion. So I don't really have that much I can say about this. I'll go ahead and have some music playing in the background here from the game, but I think it sounds really good. Overall, I'd give the graphics and sound of this game a 9 out of 10. Now we'll move on into the level design. There's 13 total levels, and you'll only be seeing about 3 or 4 of them in the footage here, and that's intentional because I think they're all really neat, and it's probably best that you experience them for the first time in-game rather than through a video. The level design kind of falls in between graphics and gameplay because it holds both elements. Most of the maps look and play very well. However, there's some maps that look better than others and some maps that play better than others. It just depends on the map. Thankfully, overall, the maps are pretty good, and each one is unique enough that they don't feel repetitive. Overall, I'd say that the levels look really good. Now, this is both a positive and a negative, but each map is specific to one particular game mode that can't be changed, and it's good because the map can be designed around that particular game mode, so it does it better, but it's also bad because if there's a map that you really like and would like your favorite game mode to be on, unfortunately that can't be done. The maps tend to do a pretty good job of directing gameplay into the objective, and that is definitely an advantage granted by the fact that game modes are map specific. Overall, I'd give the map design an 8 out of 10. Now I'm going to talk about gameplay. Now, as I previously said, the maps contribute a lot to the gameplay. The mechanics themselves are pretty standard, but they're really well balanced through map design and fine-tuning. This game's primarily team-based, and there's only one free-for-all level, which is kind of a shame in my opinion. Free-for-all is my favorite game mode for multiplayer games, but overall this game's still a lot of fun. In addition, this game has a nice variety of game modes. Off the top of my head, I can list Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Point Capture, and King of the Hill, just to name a few. Definitely seems like a lot of thought and testing went into the balance of the weapons. If I were to nitpick, I'd say that the assault rifle should fire a little bit faster, but that's really the only gripe I have with the arsenal. The movement mechanics definitely feel pretty solid too. Navigation in this game is pretty important, and thankfully I think they nailed it. Both the movement speed and combat are pretty fast-paced, and the only factor that determines whether or not you do well is your actual skill at the game, which is exactly how it should be in my opinion. Overall, I definitely give the gameplay a 9 out of 10. The only area where it really trips up in my opinion is they're starting to test some servers to allow more than 10 players, because that was the original cap. And in those crowded servers, the weapon cooldowns definitely seem like they should be shorter. Overall, I definitely give this game an 8.5 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's really, really good. And right now it's got a pretty decent amount of players. So I definitely recommend you pick this game up, and it goes on sale somewhat frequently. So definitely buy it, especially if you see it on sale. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Now that you made it to the end of the video, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and if this is the first video of mine that you've seen, please check out some of my other videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.